online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everybody. You are watching another AFTERBUZZ TV after show for Finding Carter Season 2, Episode 11, called Wrecking Ball. I'm your host, Kylie Hodges, and you can tweet at me on Twitter, at the Kylie Hodges. And who are my lovely co-hosts?
Hey, guys, I'm Hannah Prichard. You can tweet at me at the Hotshot Dude.
Hey, I'm Kristin Strange. You can tweet at me at Kristin_Strange.
And if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube, follow us, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get started, you guys. What an episode! OMG! I'm still crying. I'm still crying.
I had an emotional roller coaster the whole episode.
Well, I didn't cry. I didn't cry at all. And you guys know I'm a crier. I didn't cry.
I didn't cry. It's not emotional.
Yeah. They gave it away early on in the episode. When they had the sit down between Gabe and the dad, I was like, well, Kyle's clearly going to die, which is weird. But yes!
He was like, you're a good son, Gabe. You're a good son.
Exactly. They had that moment to build up this sad conversation between the two just so that they could kill him off. I was like, oh my god, series, you guys.
We've had 2 Gabe and Kyle scenes.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know they were related unless they talked about it.
Right.
So, I unfortunately the ending was spoiled for me on the internet.
No, yeah, me too.
So I knew how it ended before I even got to watch it. So I guess I knew going into that scene, he's a goner. No.
I didn't actually know from that, which I actually thought when I was watching it, I was like, why didn't nobody tweet me and tell me that's what was happening?
The internet respects you more. They didn't want you to cry.
Guys.
Well, I mean, also, it was a good way for MTV to be like, you know what? We want David and Elizabeth back together. Let's just kill off Kyle, because he's really the only thing standing in the way.
But doesn't this actually create more of an issue? Because now Elizabeth is going to be emotionally affected by Kyle's death.
Well, that's the hiccup. That's what I was thinking. Her and David were doing so well, and she was feeling good about breaking up with Gabe, but now Kyle. But now she's probably going to have all this guilt, because Gabe's an orphan now.
Well, maybe they'll adopt him.
Probably. I mean, they just randomly took in Max. So it's one other kid.
And they're like,
and
hey,
where's
Crash?
Grant?
Hey, Crash, you can stay here all the time. Let's hug. Let's take you out to family dinners. And
maybe Gabe will go live with Grant at Grandma's house.
Maybe.
That sounds like a great place.
Yeah. That actually does.
I would rather live at Grandma's house.
He's going to go move in with Bird.
Probably.
Bird's orphanage. Yeah, it seems like Bird's house and everyone's getting shifted around in this show.
Yeah, they are.
All of my friends just lived at their houses in high school. Just normal.
I'm sorry, what? Your friends lived where?
Just at their own houses.
Oh, their own houses.
Their own houses. That's what people do.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
No one's parents were gone. Nothing.
Well, you had a boring child.
I know.
You were down in...
Did I miss something?
Small Townsville, Virginia.
My friend actually did live with me for a little bit. It was very short-lived, but she did live with me for a little bit.
Was it fun?
I walked in on her, though, sorry, this is really funny, so I'm going to tell it. I walked in on her sitting on the computer with only a shirt on, no pants on, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We've crossed a line. I don't know what's happening. Anyways,
I do that all the time
funny story.
House.
Nobody cares.
That was great. Thank you for sharing that with us. This is a safe place for you, Hannah. I want to get back to the show. I want to start at the top.
That's a good place to start.
Right? A very good place to start. Little sound music there.
Song.
So they cut straight to the chase. It's just, boom, we're back at the scene we left off with. Yeah. Taylor found the necklace. And she and Carter and Max are like, we did it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was anybody else surprised by her reaction? Was
Taylor's?
Yeah, it wasn't like, Hurricane Taylor coming to attack. She was very kind of internal about it, which I appreciated.
I think that the last episode was building up to the fact that Taylor's starting to really internalize everything going on around her, and she's processing things more instead of just reacting. But I will say this episode made me like Taylor, respect her a little more because of the way she's handling things.
Yeah.
She's finally thinking about other people, sort of.
Yeah,
Sort of.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But I see it heading there.
Yeah, like she's not popping pills anymore, so that's
good.
an improvement.
Always progress.
I felt like her and Carter were both that way in this episode. They both, I thought, were like handling everything that was happening very well and thinking things through, and were, even though they had disrespected each other, they were being respectful of each other's feelings about it, like kind of checking in with each other. And
to be fair, I mean, if Carter reacted any other way, she would be a huge dick. Because who is she to be upset with Taylor when she just slept with Taylor's love? You know? So,
That's fair.
I mean, it wouldn't be fair for her to be pissed about the way Taylor's acting.
I don't know if you guys watch The Fosters, but Alex Saxon, both of his characters on both shows are sleeping.
Mariana.
Yeah, are sleeping with his sisters.
Oh, Alex Saxon, you need
with
to
his girlfriend's sisters.
keep it in
whatever.
your pants.
He's had so much
You know.
on-screen sex.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's really getting it.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get enough on
I was
screen in
gonna
this.
say,
I would not be upset if there was more going on in
Yeah.
that scene.
shame.
Sorry, it's MTV, no porn. None
But
of
I mean,
that.
maybe him
Even like a
shirtless.
shirt off.
Yeah.
Any Finding Carter's writers listening? More shirtless Max,
Shirtless.
Let's show
shirtless
some
Crash.
skin.
Shirtless Gabe.
Shirtless Crash.
Let's
I
talk
wanna-
about Crash. Is that okay? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to say my immediate instinct at the end of this episode, this is more like a general overall thing, was, oh my god, what's Yael going to think when she finds out that Kyle died?
That's more so what I kept thinking. I was like, Yael's gonna lose her
She's
shit.
gonna die.
Sorry.
She's gonna boycott the show.
Yael
She's
actually
never
called
coming
me
back.
last night.
Did she?
Yeah, because the internet ruined it for both of us. So we had to grieve together. She is distraught.
Is she?
She's not in rehab, you guys.
Yes, she is.
It's okay, Brie. It's okay.
Hannah also is not a babysitter for the Jolie Pitts.
They're lying. Yes, I am.
She pretty much was.
I hate to break it to you guys, our lives are not as interesting as I say.
Lies.
But Yael will be back next week. I know you guys miss her. We do too. But Yael is very distraught over the death of Kyle, as am I.
Well, now she may be checking into rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Now is necessary.
Finding Carter has pushed her over the edge.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, she was sad, as was I. But honestly, she and I both agreed that it seemed like it was coming.
Yeah.
Like how we said earlier, you know, David and Elizabeth were on, and the only way to shake things up now would be to eliminate Kyle. Because that love
Right.
triangle has sort of seen its course.
Exactly. And I feel like Gabe's character has been like slightly dwindling these past few episodes.
Gabe and Kyle, also.
Yeah. And like this is a way for them to give Gabe something.
A story.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But he's been.
Hey, Jesse, we want you to have more of a part. Let's kill your dad.
Yeah, let's kill your dad. We're going to see a lot of tears from you for the rest of the season.
Jesse Carrera, who plays Gabe, has really great hair, so maybe they're just
God,
trying to
I
make
know it.
more screen time for his hair.
He really does have
Yes,
great hair.
I got to touch it last time he was here.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
I know.
I hugged him, so my face was buried in that hair.
Okay, so
Smells great.
where are these people? Why aren't they on the show again? Because
Actually, this is some news and gossip. They're filming season 2B right now because we've been speaking with the publicists of the show trying to get the cast in here, and they're like, we want to send them, but they're filming in Atlanta. So
A little far. Yeah.
once the second half of the second season reboots, we'll probably be able to get some more people in here.
sweet.
But
I
they're
need
already.
some-
Can you believe that? Like, it was picked up for an extended season, and they're instantly filming.
I was just thinking, when is it going to come back? So probably
Yeah.
fallish, because we've got, 2 more episodes?
Yeah, I
that's
bet
it?
fall.
I think
Next week is the finale.
Oh yeah, next week. So we're done.
Next week is the finale?
The more you know, yeah.
The next week?
Yes, like in 6 days from now.
And Yell's going to be here, right?
Yeah, Yell will be here for the finale.
Well, hopefully rehab can get her done that quick. So.
Reunited.
So let's talk about Crash. Ding
Yeah.
dong! Hi, I'm here. I got a haircut and I'm really hot now.
Told you
Let me come
guys.
up.
You guys.
He looked
Right
good.
when I walked
Yeah.
in, Kylie was like, whew, let's talk about Crash.
Ooh, let's talk
Yeah.
about Crash, baby. Yeah, he looked good. I
He
am
looks more
okay
like a
with
man.
it.
So I'm.
And you know what? He's not shooting people anymore. He's a patriotic man who joined the army.
He's running from the guns.
He's running away from bad people. He's staying at hotels instead of sleeping in Carter's bed. He's picking her up on dates. He won me over.
Lots of growth.
he seems like he's starting to not have like respect for authority, but I think he's becoming an adult.
Yeah.
And, like that moment where he walked into the kitchen and called Elizabeth detective whatever. I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah,
I feel like he would have called her Mrs.
Yeah.
But he was like
before he would have been
Army
like,
Army
hey,
guy.
Elizabeth. Hey, Liz.
Hey Liz, Detective Liz, trying to arrest me again? I'm doing it with your daughter. No,
He's really
he
done a
didn't do
great
that.
job of like morphing into a like mature character without being annoying about it. Sometimes
yes.
I feel like when people do that, I'm all of a sudden like, ugh.
Did anyone
stop.
notice when Elizabeth called in all of the three of them, she was like, one male in his early 20s. So he's in his early 20s? That's how old he's supposed to be?
Ooh,
Wait.
didn't we find out?
Because she said one male in his early 20s and two in their early 30s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Crash.
I thought Crash was
So
18
Crash-
or 19.
Yeah, but he went to he was in their high school.
No, I don't think he was ever at their high school.
He wasn't.
No. I think he was just like around.
Uh-oh.
But it isn't.
I'm trying to remember. I thought there were scenes with him in high school last season.
I thought so too. Are you lying to us?
Internet, help
But
us.
no, that's
Chat roll, help us.
I don't know how old he is. They never said his age, but she did say one male, early 20s, two males,
I mean, I
early
guess it could have
30s.
been like an easy, because
Interesting.
it's like one
Yeah.
male, 18 to 19 years old.
I feel like you would say late teens.
Yeah.
yeah,
But maybe he
but I
has the
don't know.
stature of a young 20-year-old.
Yeah, I think I look at Crash more like a man.
Yeah, right?
Guys, really, I'm such a pervert on the show.
But
like,
he's so
all I do is,
attractive.
yeah,
It's okay.
I just,
He's really not that young, so it's okay.
Isn't he early
an
20s
adult.
though? In real life?
Yeah, but it's okay.
I think he's 19 in real life. I'm trying to remember when I
don't
interviewed
tell me
him.
that.
Hang on, because I interviewed him last year, and I asked. I feel like I had this conversation with him.
I feel like he was like,
don't
he's like
remember.
23, 24.
Yeah, Caleb.
Oh, okay.
Caleb Ruminer,
How
if
old
you're
are you?
listening. How old are you? Yeah, 21. Yeah, okay. Well, Sarah, someone thinks he's
21.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
You
Also,
can take him to a bar, it's fine.
I know this is totally backtracking, but Taylor got a 2,300 on the SAT, and Carter got a 1,600. I never
really
had to
good
take the
scores.
SAT. I took the ACT, so those scores don't mean anything to me. But those are is 1,600 good or just eh?
No, 1600 is not great. But
Scores would have
2300
been around there.
Guys, I fell asleep when I took the ACT, and I still got into the college I wanted.
I don't know.
So
When I took the SAT,
Yeah, it took me
Work
like
hard.
3 times.
I don't know. I don't actually know because when I took the SATs, it was on a 1600 scale. So 1600 was great.
oh, they
But
changed the
they
numbers.
changed it to 2400. So since she got 2300, that's good. I don't know. I think that my brother got like a 2100. So that's like he's not like crazy smart. He's just
Smart
like
enough.
a little bit.
Well, it seems like
Smart, but added some. So Taylor's like a lot more smart.
Like brilliant.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, so I mean, Taylor's always been on that college path.
Yeah.
Carter, not so much.
She's not
She's
her
fine.
focus. It's not been her focus.
Yeah, it's just not her thing. I mean, when you have Lori as mom, it's like, she doesn't care about you doing homework. Why would you do homework,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
But so,
1600 is pretty good for considering the fact that she was kidnapped twice.
Right.
She never really seems to be at school. She's been on all these transitions. I think that's an incredible score.
well, and David even acknowledges that.
Yeah.
He's all smiles this episode.
I know. I didn't like it.
I'll get into that in a second.
You didn't like it?
No, he looks different when he smiles.
I actually like him when he smiles.
Me too.
I didn't like that. I'll get
You
to
don't
that
like
later.
him happy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's missed.
I actually, I think it's kind of funny to me that he's happy because he's always like this brooding writer, and now it's like for the first time ever he's happy, and I'm like, wow, this is something new.
I love it.
Something fun and new and exciting. But anywho, so Crash is in town. You know, he's nice and polite. He picks her up for dinner. We'll get into the dinner in a second. And then he gets like attacked by Uncle Shay and his cronies in the hotel room. How creepy is that?
That was really scary.
Jay, we knew it wasn't the end.
You know, I thought it was interesting that, like, I was hoping that Crash would have done something kind of smart where, like, when Uncle Shay's back is turned in the hotel room, he'd, like, pick up the phone and, like, dial 911 and then just, like, leave it there so someone could listen. Or, like, something kind of, like, cool. Like in Taken, where, you know, like, the girl calls her dad and then she's, like, describing her kidnapper as they take her away.
You know what I love so much is that, like, you would try this thinking it would go over so smoothly.
And then I get caught.
Yeah. And it would be like phone fumble on the floor.
You know me so well.
Or the person on the other line would be like, 911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, it's so loud.
911.
The speaker's too loud.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
You're behind you like,
Yeah, I definitely have the speaker on my phone way too loud, so that's correct. Everyone would be like, did you just call 911? We can blatantly hear.
then that's when they
We're gonna kidnap you now. Yeah. So they get him into the car, and then he calls Carter. He does his flaky goodbye. They step on that phone.
Yeah, they do.
Expensive to step on electronics like that.
Yeah.
And then
It wasn't a very nice phone, though, on the bright side.
I have a bone to pick,
out
though.
to date.
It did. It looked like a drug dealer burner phone.
Well, he just joined the army, guys. He just got money. He's saving up for that new iPhone 6.
I have a bone to pick with Carter.
Okay.
If she knew something was wrong with Crash, like she knew before she left the house that something was up, don't you think she would have called her mom, detective mom?
I don't think she knew something was wrong. I think she just
Really believed he was leaving?
I think she just thought, oh, he's so mad, I have to go find him before he gets,
All right.
you know, even more mad or leaves or something.
Fair. We are all struggling on these chairs. We got rolly chairs, and we're just watch this, guys. Look at me. I'm just going around the studio.
I can't do that right now. Mine keep getting stuck on like the crack.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
There's
I'm
cracks in
gonna
these
fall
I
out.
noticed we do the same thing. We're always both like this. We're always both like twisting on them.
Well, just like
We need Yell here to get us back on track.
I know, right? Okay.
We are out of control.
So this dinner.
Yeah, let's go to the restaurant scene. So we got Grant was there. Thank God Grant is present in something. I want more Grant.
I know.
Give me
For
more
real.
Grant. We got Max, Grant, Taylor, Carter, Crash, David, Elizabeth at this restaurant.
That seems like such an awkward dinner. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's not like the parents know that everyone's
Yeah.
having sex with each other.
I
So.
know. God, I love it so much.
Max greeted Crash very, like, oh, I'm so excited to see you, even though he knows he slept with his kind of girlfriend.
I know.
That was a little weird. If I was him, I would have been like, hey, like, do you know
Buddy,
yet?
we should probably chat.
Crash didn't know until
Taylor told
into
him.
the restaurant,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah, so he didn't know, but Max was acting like nothing was wrong.
I mean, Max is always kind of
Yeah,
like on
that's
that
true.
one note, like, hey, bro, let's all be friends, man.
True
I
statement.
love their bromance, though. They were
do
really
too.
cute.
They're cute. So,
I'm so
yeah, the
glad
restaurant's kind of
everybody's
weird.
on board now for
Yeah, I don't
him
know what
and
happened,
everything.
but-
Well, you know, Crash really did change his life around, so now I'm on board.
Okay.
Now that he's not shooting people, I'm okay.
Good to know, guys. Good to know.
Max gives a toast, which is totally weird. Because,
Yeah.
like, why?
He was trying to make up for it.
I know, but, like, a toast? We're not at a wedding.
I know.
You're at not even the best Italian in town, according to Uncle Shay.
Yeah, it didn't look too exciting.
Yeah. And he's making toasts, getting all weird. But I will say that when Taylor storms out, I mean, I would have done the same thing. I was a very dramatic teenager. And I would have probably said the same things to Max, where it was like, who kissed who first? But at the same time, like, would that knowledge...
Yeah,
What would she do with that knowledge?
it's not gonna help her.
No.
She's
No,
just
absolutely
gonna
not.
know.
Then it would just be like replaying the actual details and what happened would just be replaying in her mind.
I'm
like,
the same way, like now. Still.
oh really?
Yeah, if something like that were to, I need details to like process things. So I get her needing that.
Sure.
But it just makes I feel like with the same mind, and that it would just it's just gonna turn over in my mind till I overthink everything and I know every single detail. But
No, I don't. I wouldn't want to know anything, and I wouldn't even want to know that person's name anymore. I'd be like, peace, bro. We ain't talking.
Your
I don't want to know
sister,
anything
though.
about it.
Wow.
Yeah, but like
You're the
the
better
boy.
person.
The boy, I wouldn't want to. I'd
Yeah.
be no. Excuse you, sir. Bye.
Well, you know, with any group gathering and finding Carter, it starts out great, but it never ends well. So then Taylor ends up telling Crash. Crash, I will say, handled it pretty well because he was fairly nice to Carter.
Yeah.
Drove her home.
but they weren't together technically.
This is all true.
So I think he realized that, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Okay, that sucks, and it hurts me that you slept with someone else. Let me process and get back to you."
He handled it so so
good.
beautifully.
It's good.
So sexy.
And then we got David and Elizabeth over here just like all in love and shit, like they're teenagers making out,
So cute.
smiling. I actually really liked it
I
too.
did. Can we talk about the point where we like got into their bedroom and they're sitting on their bed and she's like putting his ring back on and they're like, ah, I was like, oh my god, this is happening.
You hated that?
I hated it.
It's cute.
I hate them back together.
Why?
What?
Because they're like messing with everybody's lives, not even caring that they're just leaving all this collateral damage. Like their kids, they're putting them through this. We're separating, we're not. We're separating, we're not.
Yeah.
We're gonna get divorced. Here are our separation papers about finances. Just kidding, we're getting back together. Like they both have people that they're dating. Neither of them seem to care. Like Elizabeth was freaking talking about moving in with Kyle. And like,
Here's the thing.
You're a rant.
I enjoy them being back together in this moment, but it's about to go real sour. Like, I
know.
feel very confident in saying that nothing good and happy in the show lasts.
well, and they both had affairs.
Yeah.
So
well,
how like
I feel like
even.
that helps. Yes.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel like
even.
they both are cool with it because, I mean, Elizabeth went to go break up with Kyle, and she did, and it was sad.
Yeah.
And then David was talking about breaking up with Hillary, and he did it through a text message.
Oh my God,
And
that
she
was so
said,
funny.
OMG, GTH, go to hell.
It's so funny to me.
And then they, like, laughed about it, and he acknowledged, like, yeah,
Exactly.
I was too old for her, LOL.
I love that. I thought it was cute that they were like open about their breakups and whatever. I don't know. I think it's totally.
no.
Y'all do
Kristen's
you.
not on board.
I
She
hate
doesn't
it.
like happy families.
I like happy families. I just don't want them together. Like I wanted her to be with Kyle. Like I wanted that to work.
Did you want her
I
to
didn't.
actually move in with Kyle?
Yeah.
And then,
Why?
so then how would that work? Like,
Because-
David would just permanently live in the house and she would just visit sometimes?
Or yeah, some sort of custody arrangement. I don't know. I'm not them. They figure out their own custody agreement. I'm not part of it. But
They couldn't figure out anything though. This
I
is
know.
the easy option.
I don't think it's fair what they're doing to everybody else in their life. I think that they're being very, very selfish.
They are.
And
Oh,
also-
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're good people by any
Yeah.
means. They're doing this in a really backwards way. And
Yeah.
by, like, getting giddy and then just, like, randomly telling the kids, like, we're back together. Granted, they acknowledge, like, we feel bad getting you guys wrapped up in our marital problems. But also, like, maybe you should have really, really thought things out before you started telling the whole world you're A, separated, or B, back together.
And I don't think that they really thought through any of this because
No.
if you're cheating on each other, then there's obviously an issue.
Mm-hmm.
David did it way back when. Elizabeth did it recently. It's like if you're having affairs, then there's something wrong in your marriage. So maybe they should have looked into that before just being like, we're separated. Okay, we're going to get back together. Like, no, you guys need to talk to someone because not once have I seen them talk about anything that went wrong in their marriage. So how is that going to last? There's really
Forever
no
is a
trust.
really long time.
I liked Taylor's reaction when they told her because she was kind of just like confused and she seemed a little irritated.
Yeah.
Which is totally valid. These parents are ripping their kids' emotions back
Yeah.
and forth and she's just like, what are you doing? Like, you can't tell me you're back together right now because I'm expecting you to break up again soon. She didn't say that, but I was reading her eyes.
But like, I feel like they never were fully even separated. They were still living under the same
They
roof, doing
weren't.
all the family things together.
Basically,
they
they just
in
weren't sharing a bed.
Yeah, they were
There's
just in a
so
domestic
much-
dispute, and that was like about it. And we're blowing that out of proportion.
I could talk
Well,
about
they
this.
were too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they were declaring, like, we're separated, even though they hadn't even legally signed any papers yet.
Yeah, they were.
They were emotionally separated, but not like legally or anything else, which is annoying because then you don't date other people. Like, why are you?
Yeah.
Why are they just leaving collateral damage? I'm just really upset about that. I could
agree.
see that go on, but I'm not gonna.
So, let's talk about the ending.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Does it feel too soon?
Like, it feels too soon, but it's not
just-
too
It's
soon.
always gonna be too soon. I
Yeah.
think.
It's just, you know, it's like, here we are. We've recapped everybody else's storyline. It's like, we got to talk about the ending, and I don't want to do it, but here we go.
Yeah, okay, let's
This
do it.
fight scene, or this shooting chase scene, I thought was really believable up until the moment Kyle tackled the guy with the gun instead of just shooting him.
Right, that was kind of
Yeah.
dumb.
And
Couldn't the guy have just turned around and shot him?
I think that
Why would
he-
you, any police officer tackle somebody? I mean, go ahead.
I think that maybe he was afraid if he shot him, then he would shoot Elizabeth. So, like,
okay,
I don't-
But you're supposed to, well, first of all, I'm not trying to get political, but with the things that have been going on in this world lately, cops are shooting, and they're supposed to be shooting below, like,
Yeah.
shoot the leg.
yes.
But then if he would have done that, then he could have shot Elizabeth.
Yeah, but even if he did shoot her in the leg, she would have been okay. Granted, that's not ideal. But she wouldn't die from a gunshot wound in the leg.
Well, and I also didn't understand because they had on vests. And, like, it looked like his wound was under
It sort of seemed like it was, like, on the collarbone, neck area. Now, he was talking initially, which, like, if he was shot here, I would believe it. But in the neck, I feel like he shouldn't have been able to talk.
And not to mention, unless, like, he died of losing so much blood, like, that's not an area that would kill the person.
Yeah, it would. They should have been able.
I feel like, though, I saw another quick cut where it just flashed to showing, like, another gunshot wound on another part of his body. Unless I'm completely delusional, I swear to God, I feel like he was shot in multiple spots.
Where, though?
Well, maybe we'll figure it out next episode.
And, like, how was he shot more than once? I feel like they cut
to, like, a wide shot where it was, like, somewhere, like, by the waist or something. It was a lot of quick cuts, and I only saw that scene once, so I'd have to rewatch it.
It was a strange, like, action scene.
It was. And I thought it was a strange action scene.
It was strange, too, because I didn't really hear the guy's gun go off.
No.
And I thought he had a knife. Like, I thought he would have been, like, when he tackled him and then he was hurt, it was like, oh, he got stabbed. Also, did Kyle shoot Shay? Because he was, like, out cold on the ground while Elizabeth was taking care of Kyle. But then when the other cop shows up to relieve her, like as backup, they walk him, when there's that aerial shot, she's like, he's walking away with her and she's cuffed him.
But he just like laid there when Kyle was down.
So that's what I'm wondering what happened. He knocked him out?
Yeah.
Why didn't he just shoot him? Kyle! You would be alive right now.
Well, I mean, Max got shot near the heart and survived. And we're going to shoot Kyle, like, by the collarbone and he's going to die.
Why can't people die in other ways on this show?
That's true.
Right?
I mean,
I don't know. It didn't really make sense to me.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear more about why he died next week.
I mean, we know why he died.
But, like,
you think he died? I mean, it could have been, like, he lost too much blood.
That's
but I'm saying specifics. Like, maybe if he had another wound or there was something else that played
I feel like he was shot more than once, but that would be crazy because of how quick everything happened. But
did it drive anybody else crazy, though? Like, wondering if... I don't know her name, who plays Elizabeth, but...
her name is Elizabeth.
Was she sick or something that day of filming? Or was she just screaming too much?
Yeah.
Because
I didn't notice.
she said was like this. And I felt so bad for her.
I was like, what's going on? Like, maybe she's just distraught. Like, maybe that's like an acting technique.
I don't know.
I wasn't quite sure if she was sick or if, like, it was just like, oh, I'm trying to pretend like I've been screaming so much. Like, because she was screaming for help a lot.
I was like, somebody get this girl water on set. Like, Jesus.
A little hot water and lemon and honey and tea goes a long way. I was heartbroken at that scene when he was... But I had hope. I had hope that he was going to live, even though, like, I knew he was going to die. I was hoping that maybe, like, maybe the internet was blowing things out of proportion. And then when Elizabeth comes in and she's all sad, that, like, I got teary-eyed, guys.
It was sad when she came back.
Sad.
But I was just, I don't know.
I was angered, though, because...
Don't choke. She's chugging coffee here,
really,
you guys.
Are you really?
She's been downing
and
coffee.
I'm tired. But I was actually irritated when she came in. Not that I didn't feel bad for her, but I was like, great. Now, like, David and Elizabeth just got back together, and now this is going to be a whole thing. So I was like, great, guys. Can't we just, like, be on the same page for more than one episode? Like, I'm really tired of the ping pong between Elizabeth and David.
Me too.
Like,
I feel like they're gonna be pinging and ponging a whole lot more now because this is gonna crush Elizabeth.
That's why I just wanted them to separate and be done with it. And
you stop with the negativity.
I thought that Hillary was good for him too. I mean,
I thought it was funny. Look at Anna's face. Oh my God.
Hillary was awful.
Why?
Absolutely awful.
I mean, she was definitely an idiot. Overstayed her welcome and kept stopping by a house where his ex lived, which made no sense. But
exactly.
I thoroughly enjoyed that David was dating his TA.
No, she was such a douche. I did not like her on the show for 1 second. No.
I did.
No, she was always like so happy to be like a homewrecker.
Yeah, she totally was.
She totally was. It irritated me. Her character never stopped smiling through anything that she did. Like, she'd see an awkward moment, she'd be like...
She was masking the pain. Because she just loved
Oh, yeah, she was masking the pain.
So now we've got...
Nut job.
David was dating and just broke up with his coworker via text messages, so I'd like to see his Monday at the office.
Right.
And Elizabeth's side fling just died, and she's crying about it in her husband's arms. I mean, this is messy.
Yeah.
With that being said, I want to go into predictions.
Heck it.
This was a good transition, wasn't it?
It was.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you. I thought about it. Put some thought into it.
She's been planning it ever since she saw the episode.
She's practiced that in her mirror like 5 times.
All right, so we wrap up this episode. We find out Kyle dies. Crash asks Carter to join him on the base.
That was sweet.
Very sweet. Like I said, David broke up with Hillary. Taylor is getting over the cheating with Max, sort of, whatever. And Gabe is an orphan. What have we got to say? And Grant is only showing up to family functions for meals.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Let's please get some more Grant.
I think anytime we've seen Grant in the past few episodes, it's been like, oh, come to dinner.
Yep.
Okay.
I just think there's so much potential with his storyline.
There is.
And he's a good actor.
He's a great actor. They could be doing so. I mean, he could either spiral out of control, or he could be like the family hero and be the new Taylor, like cooking dinner for everybody. I mean, it could go both ways with him.
Right, and I think he would have the most realistic storyline out of anybody, and they're kind of like, it bums me out because it's kind of an opportunity missed as of right now to have just a good, authentic storyline with that character without all this crazy drama, but like some issues that somebody that age may have. It's a... Guys, write it in there because we really like Grant.
Unless they're giving it a little time, because, like I said, next week is the finale of this half of season 2. Maybe when season 2 reboots in the fall, they're gonna let like a passage of time happen, and then it'll be like Grant has had time to grow up and become an angry teenager because he's kind of at a tween phase right now.
Yeah, like the
so all the
tweens.
damage happening now is settling in for him to just be the next Crash or something. Just a thought, just a prediction.
I think we're gonna get some Gabe and Grant though, because they were really tight when the season or when the show first started. Gabe and Grant were close.
Oh yeah, and Max too.
Yeah, so I feel like there will be some Gabe and Grant bonding actually, maybe in the next episode or something.
Very necessary now.
So I think that could potentially happen. And I think Max and Taylor are going to get back together and Crash. Well, okay, so do you think it's a possibility, which I don't think it will really happen, but it is a possibility now that he's, like, invited her on the base and Carter doesn't really know what she's doing with her future? Like, do you think she would go into the Army?
No.
I could see her doing it. I don't think she will, but I wouldn't put it past her.
To be honest, I think that he's going to propose.
Shut your mouth.
Whoa!
I actually kind of agree with you.
I think that's where they're heading. Like they're gonna have him propose. He's so much older than her,
And then that will be the end of their relationship.
I mean,
They'll have him propose, and then they'll have like a huge breakup, and that'll be the end of Carter and Crash. That's what happens. That's what happens.
You're
on TV
jinxing
shows.
it. You just put it in the universe, and now it's gonna happen.
That's what happens on TV shows, and we all know how I feel about Crash, and I want Crash to stay on forever. So can we just can everybody just be normal?
The character Hannah that comes on and dates Crash, and Carter gets upset.
Yeah. Do you mean like me?
Yeah.
Wow. You make a great... I don't know if you can handle all the drama in their lives, though. I think you would just be wilting and weeping instantly. You're like
Hannah's
spinach.
like a ball in
You're
the
like...
corner.
I can't handle it.
You know who we didn't see much of in this episode? Bird. Mac is still living with her. Apparently we love Bird. Grandma, no Grandma, and also no Lori. So...
And Madison.
And no Madison, that's right.
Well, that's where Bird was with Madison. Lori, I think we heard her name once or twice. Like, okay, a handful of times.
Yeah, they mentioned, like, when Carter visited her. But, what do you guys think is going to be the next appearance of Lori? Because it's very obvious that everything is just a scheme with her.
I think there will be a last-minute moment. I don't think we'll see her in the next episode, but I think they'll, like, carry on with the storyline that they've now started, and then as, like, a cliffhanger for the finale, like, Lori calls in or something happens with Lori.
Or Lori breaks out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Or maybe, maybe, like, she'll have a trial for her kidnapping of Carter or something, and that'll be in a storyline.
The trial will have to happen eventually, right? You would think they would be pressing charges on her.
I don't know
I'm
what
ready for
happens,
that.
though, if she's in, like, mental institution.
So I don't think that would stop it from a trial from happening, but that would give her the leeway during the trial to say, you can't put me in jail, I'm crazy.
Right.
So instead just keep me in this hospital as opposed to putting me behind bars. But I feel like a trial has to happen. That would actually be a great season finale.
Yeah.
I didn't see any sort of teaser for next week. Did you guys?
No. Did you?
No. Why did I feel like I did? I didn't. I
Doesn't seem like... Oh, we didn't see Ophi either.
Oh, yeah.
I like Ophi.
Poor Ophi. He's just so heartbroken over Taylor. Ophi, you can hang out with us.
Oh, yeah.
We like you, Ophi.
Anytime.
I felt like you were
Kristin,
just
you got any
hitting on
more
him.
predictions? You got any predictions on, like, Gabe or Taylor, David and Elizabeth?
I predict that Gabe is going to be sad.
Yeah, we're
I don't really have a
breaking
prediction,
it down here.
but I more have a wish that I've said before, and I'll say again. I wish that Grant will appear more. That's all. And I think I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen with Gabe because I don't know how they're gonna. I kind of think that they might just drop this storyline.
Which one?
No, they can't.
The Kyle dying thing,
What?
I don't know, because they drop so many good storylines, and it seems like they drop Gabe's storylines. And
So, what do you think they're going to do with Gabe? I mean, they can't have an episode that doesn't acknowledge
Gabe's
it.
gonna spiral now.
I think that they'll do it next week, but like I'm hoping they don't. I'm hoping that it continues and it's really good. But I could see it happening where it's like we come back in 2B, and it's like, oh, Gabe, how are you doing? Oh yeah, I'm sad. Like my dad died. Okay, yeah, great. Stay positive.
I think Gabe's going to spiral, and he's going to spiral with, like, Bird and Madison.
That'd be good.
He's going to start rolling with the
Yeah, he's going to get his party.
lesbian
Yeah,
deal,
right?
Maybe.
They may start, like, a little threesome thing. I don't know.
Okay, didn't I predict a threesome before?
Did you? I don't know.
I think I just sort of was like, I wouldn't mind if this... Who was that, though? Now I can't remember.
To have a threesome.
Wow.
The three of them.
So Gabe is going to mourn in... sexually. That's one way to handle
Yeah.
your dad's
And we
death.
really
is
did
to have a
stop
threesome.
drop his storyline with the teacher.
Yeah.
And I would like that back because I am all about a student-teacher relationship. Like, I don't know why, but I really am.
He's gonna go to jail and visit
really
the teacher and just be like, my life is ruined. Let's run away together.
Let's bang it
But
out.
she's in jail, so.
Bang it out.
Run. Holding hands.
What do I have to predict? I think, I don't even know what I think. I feel like I've already said a lot of predictions. I think that this death of Kyle is just gonna ruin Elizabeth and David's relationship.
I hope.
I think it's gonna change Elizabeth, and she is going to she's gonna like romanticize his death.
Or
Because
be like,
he
I
touched her like lips right before, like when she was like holding him, and he just sort of like touched her face.
Yeah.
Like,
or he's
his
gonna be
love.
like, she's gonna be like, I shouldn't have broken up with him. She's the love of my
she's
life.
gonna blame herself.
I love him. Like he was was trying to protect me. That's all he ever did.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I want more Grant. Give me more Grant. I think Carter's just gonna become the next Army wife, and she's gonna get on that new show, Army Wives. I think Max and Taylor will get back together.
But then she's gonna go to college, and then that's gonna be another issue.
Do you think Max will Max will probably just follow her.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I don't have to go to college. I'll just live in your dorm room with you.
Poor Max.
Or he'll get a.
He'll get a job at another gas station.
Yeah,
It's fine. That's his thing.
Max has a lot of potential, guys. He's a really good guy.
I know.
All right, I'm out of predictions.
I am too.
There's a lot of things that happen, but you can only predict so much. With that being said, y'all will be back next week. Yay! In the meantime, Kristin, where can everybody find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at Kristin_Strange and on Instagram at Kristin_Strange also.
You all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
Follow me on Twitter at the Kylie Hodges and Instagram just at Kylie Hodges. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy birthday, Savannah. Thanks for watching, Bailey, and everybody else in the chat room and watching. Thank you guys so much. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.